and welcome to Marriage Moments with life coach Robin May. Remember to stay connected to us by visiting IBelieveInMarriage.com. If you click on Marriage Moments, you can gain access to this video and all of the previous Marriage Moment videos. I really want us to be educated, empowered, and equipped in our relationship, and so I hope these videos are a blessing to you. Last month, we did part 1 of a 2-part series. Last month, we talked about the 3 things that can kill your romance. Very quickly, those 3 things were a scorecard, a magnifying glass, and earplugs and blinders. Those 3 things can kill our relationship. But what are the 3 things that can heal our relationship? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. If you felt disconnected, if you have felt distant, I want you to start to incorporate these 3 things in your relationship. Number 1, I want you to pull out your trusty mirror. I want you to get in front of the mirror and have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. People often ask me, Robin, what's the key to a healthy relationship? And if you follow the work I've done long enough, you know I always say a relationship with the Lord. But right after that is self-insight. I promise you, your relationship will not prosper if you don't know your stuff. If you don't know the issues you bring to the table. Are you stubborn? Are you too sarcastic? Are you too disconnected? Do you not communicate well? Are you insensitive? What do you bring to the table? What issues do you bring that hinder the connection between you and your partner? I know it's so easy to see what our significant other does, but I want you to take a moment and have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. Be brutally honest. Look in the mirror and tell yourself what you need to do different. So a mirror can heal your relationship. I've taught that principle for a long time, but I have to remember to always teach you the second part of that. You can't just acknowledge the issues you bring to the table. You must be willing to do something about it. So once you acknowledge it, you have to address it. Okay, so if you want your relationship to heal, you got to pull out your trusty mirror. Number 2, you have to keep an eraser as close as possible to you. See, what the eraser does is allow you to get rid of that stuff that has happened in your relationship, that has hurt you, that has frustrated you, that has caused you and your partner to feel disconnected. And that eraser includes the F word, the good F word. Forgiveness. The eraser allows you to forgive your significant other of those things that have happened in your relationship that weren't good. Now listen, I don't believe in burying your head in the sand and not dealing with issues. And a lot of times when I'm working with couples, one of the partners will say, well, he or she just needs to forgive me. Not if your actions haven't changed. I mean, it's hard to do that. If your actions are continuing to perpetuate the hurt, it's not easy to forgive. And so you want to make sure that your actions have changed to support your partner in forgiving you. But you want to make sure that you keep that eraser handy and use it as often as you can. So we're going to grab hold to our mirror. We're going to look and see what stuff we bring to the table, and we're going to do something about it. We're going to keep our eraser handy. We're going to erase those things that have hurt us. We're not going to hold on to them. And then lastly, I want you to get you a good pair of blinders. If you've ever listened to me speak, I talk about how when a horse is in a race, the jockey puts blinders on that horse. And the blinders serve to keep that horse from being distracted from everything else that's going on around him. I want you to put blinders on for your relationship so that you aren't distracted by all the mess that is going on in the world, by all the people who want to say that marriage doesn't work, by all the distractions, the people who want to pull your attention away from your significant other. I want you to have blinders on that keep you and your significant other on the same page, going on the same track. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't pull things in your view that can help your relationship, but you are intentional about what things you pull into your view. The blinders will keep you from getting distracted by the naysayers. It'll keep you from being distracted by the plans of the enemy to destroy your relationship. So if you want your relationship to grow, you and your partner have to put on blinders. And what that looks like is discussing what are the expectations in our relationship? What's the vision we have for our relationship? And when you get clear on your expectations and your vision, that will serve as your blinders. Okay, so let's go over it again. You're going to grab your mirror. You're going to start looking at yourself and not always looking at what your partner is doing right or wrong. Number 2, you're going to grab that eraser and you're going to get rid of those things that have hurt you, and you're not going to hold on to bitterness and strife. And then you're going to grab hold to some blinders. You and your partner are going to get clear on where you're going so that you're not distracted by everything around you. So I always leave you with discussion questions. And so here are the questions I want you and your spouse or your significant other to discuss. Number 1, out of the 3 things that will heal your relationship, which one do you think you need to hold on to the most? Do you need to have some little come to Jesus time and get in that mirror and look at yourself? Do you need to get better with blinders so that you're not distracted by everything around you? I want you to share with your significant other which one of those 3 things you know you need to improve on. Number 2, remember what I talked about as far as the blinders, getting clear on your expectations in your relationship and the vision of where you and your significant other are going. I want the 2 of you to really sit down and talk about that. If you haven't already, make sure you go to IBelieveInMarriage.com, sign up for our newsletter, and you will get access to our family strategic planning guide. That can serve to help you create your vision for your relationship, which will then serve as a blinder for you. It will keep you from being distracted. So that's your second discussion question. And then lastly, I want you and your significant other to add to the list. I gave you 3 things last month that can kill your relationship. This month, I've given you 3 things that can heal your relationship. I want you to customize the list. What is something that you know you and your significant other need to add that has been killing your relationship? And then, what is one thing you and your partner need to add that you know will help heal your relationship? Customize this list a little bit to make it more specific for you and your relationship. Okay, remember, I love hearing from you. We have the discussion in our Facebook group. So go to IBelieveInMarriage.com. Make sure that you're looking at the video, and then go over to Facebook.com/IBelieveInMarriage and share your comments. If this is encouraging you, if it's empowering you, do you mind sharing it with your family and friends? Go ahead and share it with your networks so that we can continue to grow our community. I always love connecting with you, and I love to talk to you soon. So stay in touch. God bless.